Hey guys, what's up? Hey y'all, what's up? My name is Nicole. Welcome back to my channel, Real Talk Recovery, where we talk about recovery from addiction and I share my life with you. So, first of all, you guys, I want to come on here and let you guys know that my name is Nicole and I'm an addict. I have been in some recovery since July 13th of 2015. Hey Clancy, hey S. Williams, and the way I have maintained sobriety, you guys, is through the 12 steps, intensive therapy, and medically assisted treatment. As of today, right now, I am tapering off medically assisted treatment and I'm currently down to 8 milligrams from 12 milligrams. Over a 3.5 year period, I have been on Suboxone and in therapy and really focusing on working the 12 steps, you guys, and changing my behaviors and changing the way I perceive life and the way I think about things and the way I prioritize things. Okay? When I was in active addiction, my number one priority was me and getting drugs. Now that I am in active recovery, my number one priority is my family, my recovery, my family, and then myself, right? Recovery, which entails therapy, medically assisted treatment, giving back to others, helping others, my YouTube channel, therapy, my family, okay? I want this video to reach people that work in Suboxone clinics and doctors that are prescribing Suboxone, buprenorphine, Subutex, Zubsolv, any form of medically assisted treatment, even methadone. Something has got to change. I have been a patient at the very same clinic for 3.5 years. In those 3.5 years, I have never failed the drug screen. I have always been honest about what I'm going through, if I'm struggling with my recovery, how I'm feeling. I always drop my UAs. I don't ever have a problem. Like, I'm a model client, model patient, right? Well, I was just watching my friend Megan's video, okay? Hey Shay, and Megan was so upset, and it really got me to thinking, because let me share with you guys why she was upset. You can go watch her video too. I have her linked in this community tab in my videos. You can find her videos over there on my community tab. She went to her doctor today for her doctor's appointment, and she has been on Suboxone for about the same amount of time I have been, and she's never failed a drug screen. Last week or 2 weeks ago, I think she had dental surgery, so she was on pain medication, which she told her doctor, hey, I'm having major dental surgery. They're going to, give me pain medication, so I'm going to stop taking my Suboxone. And they got her all set up to where she could get the pain relief, because that's what it is. Just because we're drug addicts, you guys, doesn't mean you have to suffer through dental surgery, okay? What it means is you find you someone that you can trust that can help you and hold your medication and give them to you as prescribed, so that way you don't have any problems with the thank you candy with you don't have any problems with overtaking your medication, right? You get a plan. You set a plan into action, okay? So she went in and she has openly talked to her doctor about overtaking her Suboxone since she went from hydrocodone, I think, back to Suboxone. She started taking 2 more extra milligrams a day, which 2 more extra milligrams, I mean, I guess what happened was she was struggling going from the opiate back over to Suboxone. And so instead of lying and going in and acting like everything was okay, she went in and she was honest. And she told them, I'm struggling. I've been taking 2 extra milligrams. I'm going to run out before my prescription is filled. And I just feel so bad for her, because I know what this feels like, because I've been through the same thing before. Whenever I first started taking Suboxone, I had the same thing happen to me. they won't refill her prescription for her early. So they're going to let her run out. And what happens when you run out, you guys, is you get really sick if you don't take it. If you go 2 or 3 days without taking your medication, you'll be very sick. And so now she's so upset. She was crying. I mean, and this is after she sat here and she's been honest with her doctor and said, hey, I've been taking 2 extra milligrams. I'm going to run out. Do you think... And listen, you guys, I have done the same exact thing. When I first started taking medically assisted treatment, I took too many. I would overtake my prescription because I thought if I took more that it would help me, right? But it doesn't change it at all. But sometimes in our minds, we think, hold on, please, you guys, chat among yourselves. Nate's outside. Hold on. I gotta go get my son. Stop, back up. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Okay, dang it. I'm so sorry, guys. Okay, so long story short, let me get back to what I was saying. Put you in here. It's hot outside, like hot as hell. So her doctors are going to let her go without. Now, thanks. You guys, if somebody, this is what I want doctors to understand. If you have, yeah, buddy. Okay, if you have a patient who is being honest, who is coming in, who is seeking help, who is telling you, I have overtaken my medicine, especially a patient that just went from getting off of an opiate because she had surgery, getting back on her regular dose of Suboxone, why would you penalize that person? Because now she's afraid she's going to run out. Now she's thinking back to her old thoughts that we think about, you know, in our active addiction, like, oh, well, I'll just have to buy some off the street, you know, those kind of things.
Did you get the crystals?
Yeah, baby. Those are the kind of things that it puts us in a tight spot, right? I want to share with you guys what my doctor did when it happened to me. So I had a similar situation happen about 2.5 years ago. Is it your, smell that rug right there where you spilt that milk on it? I bet you it rotted. Smell it. Okay, so.
I no milk in there is water.
Okay, about 2 years ago, I ran out of medicine, and instead, and my doctor's office is pretty legit, you guys. They don't just take away your prescription or not fill it. Yes, here. You know how to do it. My doctor's office, instead of cutting me off or not refilling it, what they did was they took away, here you go. They took away my prescription that I was going to run out of and wrote me a new one. So that way I didn't run out. Do you understand? They just took away that one that had the medication left over in it, and they started me over fresh from that day. Now, but even though I was honest, okay, they still, what they do is they penalize you and they hold you back a month. So instead of, just saying, okay, we're going to work with you, no, they like punish you, right? And it's already hard it's already hard, you guys, to go in there and admit that you've been struggling. Like, yeah, at least I'm overtaking my Suboxone and not fucking shooting heroin. You know what I'm saying? It's already hard enough to go in there and be honest, right? So you go in and it's like, same with my doctor. It's like, okay, well, you were honest, but now you have these consequences, right? And that's where the system, I feel like, is failing, because then you have people who have been on Suboxone for a couple of years who consistently drop dirty UAs, who fail drug tests, who are getting assistance in like having their medication paid for by the state and constantly failing drug tests. And then you have people like me who have never failed a drug test, and I have to pay for my own medication, right? But my clinic gets a grant, and instead of giving the grant to people like me and my husband who have been consistent in our recovery and haven't failed any drug tests, guess what they do? They give it to new people who are just coming in. So that way they can waive their initial fee and they can just get in there and start, and then they never come back. So they got that grant money for medically assisted treatment, and then they don't ever come back. They just get their first prescription and they don't come back. So instead of giving it to somebody that has been consistent and following through and staying sober, they give it to somebody else. And that's just a way to like filter in more bodies. I truly believe that. And listen, you guys, I'm not like a big conspiracy theory person who's like against big pharma. Like, I have to take medication. I will be on Lexapro and Wellbutrin for the rest of my life. Okay? Like, I'm not going to stop taking my antidepressants, right? Because of what, people say. I have to have those. They help me to live a healthy, happy life. And Suboxone has helped me to live a happy, healthy life. But I'm going to tell you guys right now, this is what's pushed me and encouraged me to taper, because of the situation that I see myself in sometimes and others. And it's an uncomfortable situation to be put into when you're trying your hardest to do the right thing, but you're still somehow coming up, short. You're still somehow getting penalized. So I feel like there could be a better way to do this. Instead of sending this young lady away without her medication, and she's afraid because she's going to run out early, you could have taken away her medication that she had on there and wrote a new prescription to fill for the remainder days of the month. And then if she needed to be penalized, have her come in again at the beginning of next month to drop a UA and make sure that she is on track with her taking her medication as prescribed. You understand? Or call her in randomly to count it. That's what they do at my clinic. They call me in. They could call me in today and have me give them my medication and to have them count it to make sure I'm not overtaking it. That's how they make sure that I'm staying on track with my Suboxone. They monitor all of us. There's like 200 of us in the clinic, and they randomly call us all back all the time to count our meds. They would never send me away if I was going to run out without giving me Suboxone. They know that that's setting somebody else up for a relapse. You don't send a patient away who has been on Suboxone for 3 years with not enough Suboxone to last them till the next prescription. That is fucking horrible. Oh, they drug test me, girl. They drug test me. They drug test me for everything. I have to take a urinalysis every time I go in there, and they count my medication. Right. So I've been sober for 4 years, you guys. So every time I go in there, it's like, damn, I'm not fucking doing anything I'm not supposed to be doing, right? But that's just that's their protocol. So I have to abide by it. So that's what I do. Do you want peanut butter and jelly?
I only want peanut butter, no jelly.
Okay, peanut butter, no jelly. That's what they do. And so, listen, I can follow rules, you guys. I don't have a problem going in and taking a drug test or having them count my medicine. I don't have a problem with it because I don't overtake my medicine. Okay? And when I was struggling with overtaking it, you guys, I was honest. I'm tested every 2 weeks. I failed many, but my doctor is very compassionate, and I'm always honest about my relapses. I'm so thankful for a doctor like him. Yeah, you're lucky, girl, because I know that in some places they'll just kick you out, which, listen, I'm not talking shit to anybody. If you're struggling and you relapse on Suboxone, that's normal. A lot of people go through that. The reason I haven't relapsed, you guys, is because when I got put on Suboxone, I was fucking ready to be sober. Do you know what I'm saying? And I had a lot to lose. My son was at stake. So that's why I think I haven't relapsed. But before I tried Suboxone, I had never been on it before. Before that, I used to relapse all the time. It was just like, I truly believe that each person, you just get to a point where it's like, okay, this is it. I'm not going to do this shit no more. I'm done. Do you know what I mean? You just get tired of doing the same shit over and over again. And that's why I tell you guys, I pray for every one of you guys to come to that point where it's like, I'm just done. And you'll know when that day comes, because you're just going to be like, I don't even want to do this anymore, right? But when that happens, until that day comes, it's struggle. It's a struggle. I know firsthand. That's why I think it's absolutely amazing that my doctor's the same way. I've seen girls that have come in, you guys, that have been sitting beside me in a group who were nodding out because they were so high on heroin. And so you got to imagine, that's another thing that is a problem in the Suboxone clinic, is you have all these people mixed together. You have people who have been sober for 4 years, and you have people who are just starting, and you have people who are relapsing, all in the same groups, okay? And so when I go in there into these groups and there's people sleeping beside me because they're high on heroin, I'm not getting anything out of that. That's not helping me. I don't want to see that shit. That triggers the fuck out of me. Right? That makes me so uncomfortable. And I feel so bad for those people, but I don't want to be around that. Right? And then after the meetings, and I told my doctor this, and so that's why I don't have to go to those meetings anymore, because it's uncomfortable for me. And then what will happen is, after the meetings, all the people who are still using will get together and go outside. And you know what they're doing, y'all. So that's why, I remember, remember 4 or 5 months ago, you guys, when I was, kind of having a hard time and I wanted to go back in phase. So I went back to the monthly groups so I could go to groups and be with the other people who were on Suboxone and have those group meetings. That lasted for 2 months, and I asked him to pull me out of it because it was so bad. Because it was just people that were in there just high as hell. And I was going in there, and it was just like, when an addict extends a hand, there needs to be someone there to grab it and help right away, or they may never reach out again. Yeah, for real. But what I'm trying to say is, it was 2 months that I was going to those groups. And in those 2 months, I told off 4 people in that clinic because they were fucking in their high, acting like dumbasses, and I was just sick of it. I was like, why do you guys put me back with these people who are fucked up? I don't want to do that anymore. So, and I told my counselor, I was like, it's a trigger. It's a trigger, and it makes me uncomfortable. So they took me out and I don't have to go to those groups anymore. But what if I wanted to go to groups, you guys? I feel like this is what they need to do.
Do you not have to cook my food?
No. I feel like there needs to be a group for people who just started and a group for people that have a year or more sober. You know, because those people, when you can put all of us together who have been clean for about a year and we all can bounce ideas off each other, we can help each other cope. It's such a better situation, right? Hey, Leonard.
I don't want my dad to come.
Hey, Rob, what's up? Thanks, Leonard. Love you.
Can you not make my dad come to me?
He'll be home in about an hour, Nate. Here you go. Do you want something to eat, Nate? I mean, some chips?
Yes.
Okay. He wants a peanut butter sandwich. No jelly, y'all. But do you understand what I'm saying? Listen, you guys, like, I don't have anything against people who are in active addiction, but when I have to go to the Suboxone clinic and I'm trying to stay sober and learn about recovery and do the right thing, I don't want to go and be around people who are still high. It's too much of a risk. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so let me share something with you guys too. Neil recently started going back to groups once a month, right? And it has been the worst thing for him because he comes home and he's like, you don't understand. Like, there's people in there that are just not with it, you know? And then for somebody who has struggled with their recovery and kind of like fell back and forth into relapses, putting that person with people who are still getting high is like a disaster waiting to happen, right? It's just like, ugh. Hey, Candy, where do you live at? Are you talking about a MAP meeting in your town or online? You know, so I just want, I hope that a prescribing physician or a Suboxone clinic will hear what I have to say, because I have run into so many young ladies and young men who have gotten on Suboxone, and thanks, Cindy, I appreciate you, girl, who've gotten on Suboxone and have felt like it has saved their life, right? And they have been so happy. They have seen like you could see a change in them, right? They're just so grateful, right? And then what happens is they're yes, Nick.
My TV's still here talking to that lady.
Okay. They're doing well, and they're confident, and they're changing their life, and then the rug gets pulled out from underneath them, either A, because their insurance stops paying for their medication, B, there comes some kind of drama at the clinic that they're at, you know, and that's just like, how can there be something different, you know? I understand that there's rules that we all have to follow, and like I said, I follow the rules at my clinic, but there's got to be a better way. When you have a patient who comes in and is honest about struggling, okay? Who is honest about struggling with overtaking their medication, I don't understand why that patient can't go up in their dose. If they're struggling and they're overtaking their medication by 2 milligrams, why wouldn't you just up their dose by 2 milligrams, right? I mean, why can't a patient tell you, hey, especially someone who, like Megan, you guys, she just graduated psychology school, okay? She's a good girl. Like, she's doing great, right? She's doing the right thing. She's staying sober. She's trying to help others. She makes videos about recovery, inclusive recovery, kind of just like we do over here. You know, everybody's welcome. And but she focuses a lot on medically assisted treatment because that's her experience and what she's going through right now. And so I just hate to see her so upset and worried, you know? Yeah, and so that's what I'm saying. And listen, I have been, like I said, you guys, I have been in the exact same situation she's in right now. And the only thing my doctor got on to me about was he said I should have called him when I started overtaking my medication instead of waiting to run out. And so that's one thing that we all need to be aware of is like if you're struggling with your meds and you're overtaking them, don't wait until you run out or don't wait until your appointment with your doctor. Get on the phone and call them and let them know what's going on. Okay? Call them and let them know, hey, doc, I've been struggling. I'm overtaking my meds. Jamie, I'm so glad for you, girl. Jamie, listen to this. Some people think that you are not a real person. They think that you're Mandy. I said I talk to her on the phone all the time. Anyway, yeah, always listen, you guys. Don't wait on anything with your doctors because I'm telling you right now, I've been through every situation. And every situation, what has happened is I've waited because either I was going to try and get out of it. You know how we are. Let's all just admit it. We're very, very slick. And I was like trying to make up another excuse of why I was overtaking my medication, which really I was overtaking it because I was trying to cope with what was going on in my life at that time. And I thought if I took more that it would help. That's why when I come on here, you guys, I try to explain to you guys. Hold on. I'm so sorry whoever has your phone on. That's why whenever I come on here, I tell you guys that, like, if you're overtaking your medicine or if you're, like, struggling with depression or anxiety or anything like that, you need to talk to your physician about it, okay? You need to talk to your doctor, all right? Do not shy away from telling them what's going on. And do not let one bad experience, like what's happening today with Megan, okay, shy you away from reaching out for help, all right? Don't let this situation, Megan, I know you'll see this video that's going on today, put a damper on everything that you've worked so hard on doing. That's what I've had to remind myself is like, okay, so I screwed up. I was overtaking my medication. Okay, I got bumped back to monthly. That sucks. That means I have to pay $200 a month, right? That's what happened to me. Because that's how they get you. They bump you back. So that way you got to pay more money. And it's like, either way, you guys, it's a business, right? Let's just say it like it is. It's a business. I have to pay for my medication. I'm not getting it for free. So either way, everybody's got to make money somehow. So don't let something like this discourage you and make you go do something you're not supposed to. Don't go out and make bad choices because of something that happened like this, okay? If I was in Megan's situation and the doctor wasn't going to refill my medication early and I only had a little bit left, this is what I would do, okay? I would take those few that I had left and I would cut them into little pieces. And I would get me enough little pieces to last me until I had to get my refill. Okay? I've had to do that before. And listen, I know that's not what we want to do. We want to be able to take our medication, right? But if you can't get it refilled and you don't have enough, then you're going to have to ration that shit, okay? There's a slip up of some sort. My doctor would bump me to weekly scripts, then bi-weekly, then back to monthly. Right. Same here, Sophia. It's kind of like that with us, only we do like monthly visits. So I guess, well, before that, you go every week. And then after you go every week, once a week, they bump you up to monthly. And then they bump you up to quarterly, which is once every third month. So I'm telling you, like, if you guys will just, this is what you have to do, girls. Those of you that are in the clinic, when you're going through something, don't wait to go through it and then tell the doctor. That's what they're looking for you to do, is to be honest and come to them before they have to find out. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because think about it. When we go in and we're like, hey, doc, it's time for me to refill and I'm out. I ran out early. I've been out for 3 days, right? Their thought is, well, you're coming in and I'm catching you, basically, right? So if we go in, if we call them a week before we have to go in and say, hey, I've noticed that I've been overtaking my medication and I'm going to run out early, right? Is there any way I can come in and see you? I really need help right now and I don't want to make a bad mistake. And that's what I want you guys to start understanding is that, you know, just because something happens with your medication, just because you run out early, just because your insurance shuts down, doesn't mean you have to go out and use drugs, okay? These are things that happen in life, all right? These are situations that happen and that we have to learn how to cope with these situations without picking up drugs and alcohol. So, like I said, my insurance got canceled. So you know what I did today? I called my counselor up at the Suboxone clinic and I told her what was going on. And she sent me a coupon card and she taught me this other thing I could download. So that way my prescription, guess what, y'all? It's only going to cost me $60 instead of $300. So instead of going out, freaking out because my insurance is canceled. My insurance is canceled. I got to get high, right? I went ahead and handled it. And hold on, you guys. What the hell? It was just me. Stop. Sorry, y'all. My mother-in-law keeps calling me. It's like, just give me a second. I'll call you back. Anyway, I could have freaked out. And back in my day, I would have freaked out, you guys. I would have freaked out and I would have relapsed, right? Because I would have gotten so worried and I would have started projecting into the future. I would have been projecting about how I'm not going to be able to get my prescription filled and how now, because of that, I'm not going to be able to get my medication. But here's the deal, you guys. No matter what, we do not have to pick up drugs and alcohol because of the medication that we're on, right? We just have to learn how to cope with this kind of stuff, okay? And I know it's hard and I know it's scary, right? But here's the thing. It's taken me a long time to get to a place where I'm okay with being on medically assisted treatment. And I will not let nobody shame me, right? I'm comfortable. I'm happy. I'm confident in my decision. I know that I'm doing the right thing. I know that my recovery is strong. I have watched, and listen to me, I don't mean, this is no shade here, but I have watched my fellows who shunned me for being on Suboxone go out and relapse and not make it back. I've seen people die because of addiction. And I am alive and I am still working a job and I am able to share that with you guys. So that's why you got to do what's best for you. It doesn't matter what other people think, because I'm telling you right now, you guys, those other people who are talking shit to you about being on medically assisted treatment, give it a year and look and see where they're at later on. I promise you, I'm not trying to be shitty, but I've seen many people that thought that they were too good, or thought that they were better than, or thought that I should be ashamed for being on Suboxone. And that must have been what they felt in their heart, so they didn't try to get help and get on Suboxone, and they ended up losing their lives. Am I saying that you have to get on Suboxone to stay sober? No. If you can get sober without Suboxone and you can do it cold turkey, abstinence-based, I am, like I said, my hat is off to you. I want to be like that one day. I want to be to a point where I don't have to take anything too, but that's just not my reality right now. That's not my story right now. Okay, but I'll be damned if I let anybody make me ashamed of the choices that I'm making to save my own damn life. Y'all feel me? So, let's get Nate something to drink, because I know he's going to come down here bitching. my little toot bag, and then we'll go upstairs and talk some more. Hey, Brian. What you doing? Right. And here's the thing also, you guys. Like, you can get on Suboxone and you can not do any work. You can just get on Suboxone and stay the same drug addict that you were before you got on it. And then when you try to taper off, you're not going to stay sober. That's why I keep on telling you guys, it's not about the medication you're on. That has nothing to do with your recovery. What recovery is healing on the inside and working on coping and learning new coping skills, learning how to function in everyday life without a substance. That's what recovery is. Here you go, baby. Cold apple juice. No?
All the time, can you give me something to drink when I have something?
Love you. So, okay. Hold on, let me get you guys up here. Woo! Oh, I'm getting old. Hey guys, I've been doing so good on my diet. Y'all be really proud of me. So, okay, let's go ahead and open up the floor. I just wanted to talk about that. Do you guys have any questions? Do any of my girls have any questions? If you have any questions, go ahead and ask them right now. And like I said, you guys, like, my channel is not a Suboxone promotion channel, right? I'm not over here saying, yay, Suboxone, you all should take it. That is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, do what works for you, okay? Whatever that may be. I find the hard work starts when one is on nothing, no crutch. That's when the real hard work starts. Well, you know, that's the hard work that you're going to have to deal with, probably with like triggers and cravings maybe, because then you're not going to have anything to fall in back on to block those cravings. But what I'm talking about, Ian, is the work that you're going to do on the inside, the therapy, the dealing with your trauma. If you have anxiety or depression or CPSTD, CPT, that thing, you know what I'm talking about. CPSD, I don't, anyways, stress disorder, that stuff. That's what I'm talking about. That's the work I'm talking about. The work that we change the way we think, right? The spiritual awakening that we can have, which is a change in the way we think and perceive life, right? Where we once were focused on drugs and self-sufficiency, right? Only seeking things for ourselves, only seeking out drugs. Now in recovery, what I seek out is my higher power and helping others, giving back, right? That's what I mean. There's a lot of an internal work to be done whenever you're starting to get sober, right? And when you're on medically assisted treatment, if you want to succeed in your recovery, when you get off of medically assisted treatment, and this is like, I'm saying this is, I truly believe this. If you want to succeed when you get off of medically assisted treatment, you have got to start doing some work on the inside, you guys. You cannot just rely on Suboxone to change your life, because that's not going to work. Oh, girl, don't worry about that. So let me see what y'all are saying up here. Nobody lives. I mean, shit, don't hang. Oh yeah, Good RX, y'all. Good RX is a coupon you can get. You go online, you download the app, and it'll make your prescriptions so cheap. Go online. It's called Good RX. Okay, let me see what y'all are saying. Okay, yeah. So Good RX is an application, you guys. You can download it on Android, iPhone, whatever you want to do. Just go into your app. Nathaniel, stop. Just go into your app store and type in Good RX and download that application. Then what you do is you type in your medication and the pharmacy you're going to get it filled at, and it will show you how much it'll cost, and it'll give you a coupon to make it cheaper. Like I said, Good RX took my Wellbutrin and my Lexapro from $80 down to $21. And it's going to take my Suboxone down from $313 to $68. So that will help you guys out a lot. Cindy Lopez, this is what you do. You call the police and you make a police report, and you say, someone, if you don't want to say who it is, you call the law and you tell them someone stole my prescriptions. Okay? You get that police report, and then you take it up there to your doctor, and he will call in a new prescription. But you have to make a police report and let them know that somebody took your medication. That's the only way they'll replace it. But they will. I've done it before. Back in my day. That's some friend, huh? That's, you guys, I'm telling you what. But that's what happens, Cindy. You got to be real careful, girl, and you're going to have to start protecting your prescriptions and putting them somewhere where they're locked up, because that's the world that we live in today. A lot of people are struggling with opiate addiction, and a lot of people that have legitimate pain, you guys, are getting cut off of their prescription medications. Okay, and so a lot of people who have legitimate pain. So, and that's just, I feel really bad because that wasn't my experience, you guys. Like, I got pain medication because I manipulated my doctor. Nate. Yeah, go get them.
Okay. Can you pick my food up?
Bring it over here. And I'll hold it for you. Okay, so I wanted to just kind of read some stuff with you guys since we're in here.
Here you go. Here you go.
Thanks, baby. Right, totally. Misery loves company. So anyway, that's just my short little PSA, you guys. To the doctors and Suboxone clinics, there's got to be a better way. And from an addict who is in recovery, who has worked her ass off to stay sober and be honest with my clinic, like, there's got to be a better way that we can help patients when they're coming in and they're being honest, instead of penalizing them or pushing them out the door without their medication. Stop and help them. That's somebody's life. This is life-saving medication. And for someone who is someone who has struggled through addiction, it's so difficult, you guys, because one little thing can change our whole mood, you know, it's dangerous. Like, what if she had went out, you guys, and relapsed today, and then she had passed away? You know, not that anybody could make her do that. It's not their responsibility. But what I'm saying is, as the doctors, as a professional, as a nurse, I feel like they should have not sent her away without the right amount of medication for her to have till she gets her refill. Because that's basically sending her away and saying, oh well, go on down the road. Like, my doctor, they don't do that. They would have, like, gave me my medication and filled it for me. Because they don't want you to run out. My doctor's office, they don't want us to run out. They don't want us to leave. And they know that as addicts, that if we run out, that's the kind of headspace we'll get into, you know? Oh, well, I'm going to have to go find it some other way. And so I just want you guys to always know that if you're struggling or you're going through something at your Suboxone doctor and you don't know what to do, or you need some advice, or you need to talk to somebody who's been through it, please message me. Those meds can mean hope for some, and that's like taking away their hope, right? Please message me, you guys. Like, I will help you with whatever I can. You can ask Candy if she's still in here. Candy came over to my channel. She was really struggling with her doctor's office, and they wouldn't help her to go up in her prescription, and she needed to go up. And I sat with her and we figured out a plan, and we talked to her doctor, and they ended up working with her and upping her medication for her. But it's like, sometimes I think what happens, you guys, is when we have to have our medication maybe upped a little bit, a lot of doctors get afraid, right? I love them too. A lot of doctors get afraid. They're like, oh, are they drug seeking? Well, with Suboxone, it's not that you're drug seeking or you're changing the way you feel. Because with Suboxone, you don't get a high from it. But some of us need to go up because the medication doesn't last throughout the day. And we start experiencing some kind of like heebie-jeebie feelings, you know? And sometimes it's a lot of psychological. And sometimes having that half a pill extra, it feels like we're okay. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so I know the doctors know this. As long as your doctor isn't prescribing you the max amount that you can get prescribed, which I think is 24 milligrams, then going up a couple of milligrams isn't going to hurt at all, right? It's the difference between a patient feeling comfortable at their dose and feeling confident that it's going to last them, and them not. So why not help them, right? So anyway, I just wanted to talk to you guys about that, and I wanted Megan to know that if you need help with anything, girl, just give me a call. I got you. I'll always help you with whatever I can. If you need to talk or just want somebody to vent to. And all my guys and girls out there that are on medically assisted treatment, if you're on medically assisted treatment, you are not alone. I know what it's like. I've been there. If you have anything you need help with, or you just want to rant about your clinic or whatever, email me at demeon@yahoo.com anytime, day or night. If you're on medically assisted treatment, you are doing what you got to do for your recovery, and you are staying alive, and you are going to be so happy, because believe me, I let so many people affect me because they told me I wasn't sober and I wasn't serious because I was on Suboxone, and that shit stunted my recovery for a good year. Now I don't let nobody tell me nothing about my recovery, because I know what I'm doing is right. I know, because the proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the pudding. I am a living testament to what medically assisted treatment can do to help other people, and I help others. And that's how I know what I'm doing is right. That's how I know what I'm doing is right, you guys, because there has been so many people that have come here to this channel who have felt ostracized, who have felt left out, who have felt shunned, who have felt judged, right? And they have found their home here on Real Talk Recovery, because we do not judge you, you guys. This little family that we have built here is amazing. I was just talking to one of my friends at work today, and I got all choked up and started crying, because I was like, I have a family. I have a family outside of my family. I have people who, they love me. They care about me. They check on me. I have people who look after me here on the internet, who I never even thought that I would ever have that, you know? And that's because we're all trying to do the same thing, you guys. That's another thing. We're all trying to stay sober. And I was, I put up I'm sorry, I was going to jump off, but now I want to talk some more. I put up a post on my community tab, and it was talking about forgiveness. And basically what it was saying is that true forgiveness is when you can forgive somebody and thank them for that experience. Hey, Jaxie, what's up, girl? And I have been through quite a few disagreements with people in the recovery community, right? Several creators that have YouTube channels in the recovery community. And each person, I absolutely forgive them. And I learned from the experience. I learned who my people were. I learned who my tribe was, and I found real ride or die support from the people who have stuck through me, who are genuine, who are authentic, who are real riders. And that's y'all. This is you guys. The people on my live stream right now have been my riders. One thing I've learned in life through this YouTube experience is that life has a way of weeding out the people that you don't need in your life. My mom always told me that some people come into your life for just a season, right? And okay, girl, and then they're gone. And you know what? That's okay. That is okay. That was hard for me at first, but now I'm learning that God is placing people in my position in my life right in front of me who are supposed to be there, who are supposed to be my right-hand people. There's one thing that they say when I used to be out there in the game. They always say real recognizes real. Real recognizes real. I'm not ever going to come on here, you guys, and act different. I am who I am. I believe what I believe, and I don't have to change my beliefs or sugarcoat anything I have to say to be liked or to fit into some magic little circle with everybody else, right? I'm my own person over here. And that was, at first, I thought I needed to fit in with everybody else, right? All the other people who were making videos, I needed to be in their clique, right? But you know what I've learned? This is what I've learned. A true leader don't have to be around anybody else. because that person will attract people to them. And that's what we got over here, y'all. We have built a whole little family over here. But I'm telling you, at first, it was hard for me, you guys. It hurt my heart so much that I didn't fit with these certain people, right? That these people didn't want me around in their group. Because all I was ever trying to do was help everybody. And that's all I've ever tried to do on my channel is help everyone. I'm not ever going to lie to you, though. If you're relapsing or you're struggling, I'm going to tell you what you need to do to get back on track. And if you don't choose to listen to me and you get mad at me for it, that's not my fault. Do you understand? I'm just trying to help you. Sometimes you have to tell people the truth. Sometimes y'all don't understand. People get mad at me because I'm telling you that in order to stay sober and to get your life back, that you're going to have to change some things, right? You're going to have to do the work. You can't, and this is like serious for me, you guys. If you want to, it does hurt. And that's the thing about it, you guys. It's like I've come to realize that a lot of the reasons why people shy away from me is because I'm speaking about things that are hurting them at that time, because that's what they're going through. But I'm not ever trying to hurt anybody because I don't know what you're going through. I don't know that you're going through that when I'm talking about it, you know? I can't read your mind. I can't read minds, you guys. I just made a video the other day about relapse, okay? And one of my friends, I don't know if you're on here right now. Rob, are you on here right now? One of my friends reached out to me in the comment section and told me that he's been having a hard time, right? And if he would have thought, oh wow, she put that video up because of me, right? But it was before he had told me what was going on. But this is what happens to me. I put out these videos and then people think that people think that I'm referring to them or talking about them, and I'm not. Like, I made that video about relapse because my sponsee just went through a relapse, you know, and I was trying to help you guys to know that, you know, relapses happen. There's no shame. Do I want you to go out and relapse? No, because that's risking your life. Mommy? And that's how serious it is. I want you guys to start understanding.
Call your name.
Who?
I think it's my dad here.
Go look. That's what.
I heard Nicole.
Hello? Your dad's here. Go look.
No. I think
Neil? There you go. Take your dad's here. Relapse. We have to start thinking about it, you guys, as a life-threatening experience. You could die from it, right? We could die from our relapses. So what will happen a lot. Oh, Rob, you're fine, baby. We know. Listen to me. But what I'm saying is, do you see how that just absolutely lined up perfectly, Rob, to where that happened with you, and then right before you told me, I had put up that video. Do you see how that's like divine intervention? I feel like you came back. I put up that video, and you came back, and then you emailed me last night and told me about what happened, right? And I'm like, wow. That's a God thing. That's why I truly believe, you guys, like when I come on here, there are feelings that I feel I need to talk about things. I always have like this conviction in my heart to talk about certain things. That's why I came on and wanted to talk to you guys about the Suboxone doctor, right? Because I had a conviction in my heart because I saw my friend that was struggling, crying. She was so upset, right? And so with Rob, it was like, that was just so crazy how that happened. And you know, Rob, I'm so proud of you for realizing what you were doing was not good and stopping and getting right back on track. Because I know you guys are listening to me. That's how I know. I know what you're hearing is sinking in because you guys are starting to exhibit and show me that it's working, because you guys are reaching out to me and calling me and saying, hey, Nicole, I wanted to get high today, but I'm calling you instead.
My dad's home.
Yes, that is what you do.
My dad's home.
hey, Nicole, good. Okay, baby, I'm struggling. I just got back on track. I didn't stay out there. What do I always tell you guys? If you relapse, don't stay out there. Don't stay in that shit. Get right back on track. Dust your shoulders off and get back on track. Because the longer that we stay out in a relapse, the longer and the harder it is to come back, right? Because what happens is we start getting used to that old way, that way of life, that high way of life, right? Our addiction way of life. So when we get off track, we have to bounce right back. It's so important. And so that's how I know, Rob, you're listening. You're taking notes. You're actually starting to let that shit sink in, because you could have stayed out there. You could have stayed out there getting high for 2-3 weeks, a month. Shit, you could have stayed. You could still be gone. But no, you're right back on track, getting right back in the middle of things. And that's another thing. If you guys are struggling and you come off a relapse, get right back on track and get right in the middle of recovery. Don't go to the back. Don't go to the back of the meeting and sit in the back row. I want you to sit right in the middle of the damn meeting so everybody can see you, okay? If you come off a relapse and you come in here, don't fucking worry about what everybody else thinks. Come up in this chat and say, I just relapsed. I need to tell you guys about it. Let it out. Tell on yourself. Tell on your disease. Because what your disease wants you to do is keep it a secret. Your disease wants you to hide and feel ashamed and embarrassed and keep it a secret. But I'm telling you right now, you come in here, you get that fucking shit off your shoulders, you get that weight off your shoulders, and then we move on. We move forward. But these are things I'm telling you guys that will work for you. If you are sober and you're trying to stay sober and you're calling and doing the right thing and you're going to work, whatever's happening, and you feel like you have a thought, right? Hey, I think I want to call my drug dealer, or I want to eat a pill, or I want to get some dope, right? When those thoughts come into your mind, pick up the phone. Do not play. Pick up the phone and call someone. Call someone and tell them, I've been thinking about using. And talk with that person. I'm telling you right now, you call somebody and you tell them that you've been thinking about using, you sit on the phone with them for about an hour, mark my words. Especially if you call me. By the time you get off the phone, you're not even going to be thinking about wanting to get high anymore. It's going to be the last thing on your mind, because then you're going to realize, you're going to take the second, you're going to play that tape all the way through, and you're going to realize, like, it's not worth it. I don't want to lose everything. I don't want to die. I don't want to give my recovery away, right? That's what we have to do, you guys. And listen, there's no shame ever, 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 ever. Hey, Bradley, what's up? There's no shame, you guys. There's never any shame. So just know that you are always welcome to reach out to me. Rob, I've been waiting for you to send me your phone number so I could call you. I was going to call you this morning, but I don't know your number. I emailed you too. I need your phone number, Rob. So anyway, yeah, I'm kind of on a tangent now, ain't I? Oh, Candy, do you have the worksheets to do it? Your fourth step? If you want me to send you the worksheets, text me your address and I'll send you the worksheets, and then I'll help you do it. Okay? And this is an easy way to do it, and you'll get through that, and then you can move on to your next ones. You actually listen to me, girl. Who took you through the first 3? So, hey Sandra, what you doing, girl? I had to work today, so if you want, I'll call you when I get off here. See, I talked to Sandra, you guys. We talk on the phone. See, I talked to all these people in here. Don't I, you guys? Anyways. I'm sorry I got so emotional, you guys. I just really want y'all to understand, like, this channel and recovery means so much to me. And I feel truly blessed every day that I come on here and I get to be with you guys and talk with you guys and share with you guys what has worked for me and what God and my recovery is doing, you know, what's happening in my life. Because I truly believe that the things that are happening in my life today, you guys, are a direct result of the fact that I'm sober today. If I was not sober, you guys, my life would not be like this. If I was not clean, I would not be able to come on here and do these videos with you guys and talk about all this. I would be running the streets, okay? This is a miracle. This is a miracle that I'm able to sit here with you today and share with you guys my life and share with you guys recovery tips and tricks, okay? So, okay. Y'all know that on Sunday nights I've been doing this Narcotics Anonymous basic text. We just started it last Sunday and I absolutely love it. So many people were getting such a good understanding. And I'm going to tell you guys, if you're a drug addict and you don't have the Narcotics Anonymous basic text, go get it. It is so much easier to understand than the big book of AA. So I want to read a story to you guys from this book, okay? And then we'll go. So this one is called Reflections. Members take turns reflecting here on their experiences, living life on life's terms. So this is these are different stories from addicts who are reflecting on life on life's terms. So here we go. Hepatitis C was killing me, so I had to go on medication. I had to learn to live with syringes in my house. I had to learn to inject medicine at the kitchen table with the windows open, not shoot it like dope in the bathroom with the door closed. Taking the medication was the most painful thing I've ever done, and I had to do it for a year. That was a living hell, but it made for a damn thorough third step. It had to, because the treatment didn't work for me, and I need that faith. The hepatitis is still with me. I'm still an addict. The steps in my sponsor have taught me things I never imagined. I'm at peace with the world. I've got a new way of living. I might go back on the medication, and I might not. I'm leaving that door, I'm leaving that to my doctor and God. It will all work out. I've got NA, and I've got life. Next reflection. A whole new life started when I went to college, seeking a sense of self-worth. Life was interesting, challenging, and enjoyable, pushing against the intellectual and social boundaries I was used to. Although I was broke most of the time, study was an incredible experience. My sponsor grew concerned when my meeting attendance dropped off due to the academic workload. I kept up contact with my NA support network, though, and during breaks I crammed in as many meetings as I could. I completed college with honors and went on to get a university degree. My children and my sponsor were at my graduation, and the memory of how proud they were swells my heart. I am so grateful to NA for the success I've experienced in recovery. One more. I decided one morning to donate plasma so that I could afford a bag of dope. I waited a long time. How many of you guys have donated plasma before because you needed dope? Can I get an amen? Can I get a plasma? I cannot tell you guys how many times I have donated plasma to get dope. Those needles are huge. Me and Neil used to both do it, you guys, and that was like $40 a piece. Okay. I decided one morning to donate plasma. She was a great help, and because of Nicole, my doctor finally listened to me. Hey, Candy. See, girl, S. Williams, will you please email me, girl, so I can give you my phone number so we can talk on the phone? Oh, Rob, plasma. They pay you for it. I decided one morning to donate plasma so that I could afford a bag of dope. I waited a long time in the plasma center line, and it seemed strange they did not call my name. Finally, a white-robed doctor called me into his office. He bluntly said, "You've turned up HIV positive. You are permanently deferred from the plasma program." I walked the streets feeling numb inside. I went on a binge of unparalleled proportions. I wound up in New Mexico, nearly dead, and checked into rehab. I remember an addict talking about how much he loved NA and its principles. I broke down crying, admitting I was an addict and was able to get active in Narcotics Anonymous. Sometime later, I got a girlfriend who had HIV, and she ended up dying of AIDS. I had to spoon feed her and take care of her. It was a horrible experience. I recall going to meetings saying, I can stay clean, but really wondering if that was possible. The night she died, I called my sponsor and another friend. They came over to support me. After she was taken and everyone left, I was scared. What was I going to do? And so I started writing on my third step. And my higher power showed me that if I didn't use and continue to work a program, there really wasn't anything to fear. Come here. What? So you hear that? That was one of my biggest fears when I was in active addiction, you guys, was that I was going to get HIV because I would use needles and like wasn't sanitary. Like I would use after anybody. And so the fact that I don't have HIV is a miracle, but I do have hepatitis C and I have to get it treated. But anyway, what this is telling us basically is that it doesn't matter what you go through in life. You don't have to get high today. We can stay sober today. We can live life on life's terms. And that is a gift, you guys. Recovery is a gift for real. It's a miracle. The fact that each and every one of us are sitting here today sober, not obsessing over drugs and alcohol, that's a miracle. You're a miracle. And there's always hope for recovery. If you're struggling in active addiction and you feel like you're all alone, you're not. You're not. And if you're struggling and you haven't tried to get sober or tried to reach out for help, it's time. It's time to reach out for help. Stop bullshitting. Pull up your big girl panties. Pull up your big boy underwear. Jenna! And get your ass in gear. And let's get you some help. Okay? Stop lollygagging. And let's do this. Okay, guys. I love y'all. I really had fun talking with you guys today. And I hope